Diving for Glory, Sweet 16.
Diving. 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 Diving.
What do we get on them?
Diving. Diving. For glory. Diving. Diving. For glory. Diving. For glory.
Allo Mondifogistas, episode 16, season 2. Yeah, what it do? Still the PEP. Title holder, Mr. Pep Corciola. And my co-host has returned from international duty. Sir Solomon, what up?
Hey, all good. Still in first place.
Yeah. My team ain't.
Fuck
you, man. Anyway, this week, City suffer on an away trip to London. The Rieverderby, I think I said that, Rieverderby in Germany. Sassuolo and Fiorentina give us some cool stuff in Serie A, and Sevilla blow a chance to go top. Also, Big 5 League reviews, Champions League preview, and an update on the Copa Libertadores. And as always, our prestigious and egregious D4G award section. Diving for Glory, continuing on into 2019. So please tune in as we will be posting every Monday on iTunes, YouTube, and divingforglory.com. Also hitting you with Thursday episodes following Champions League, which is this week. So check for us on Thursday. You can also find us on Twitter at Diving for Glory and Facebook as well. Guess. I don't know. Are people still on that? I always ask. Follow, hashtag, subscribe, like, do that. Hit us up on iTunes. Rate us, please. And with that, I'm going to adjust my cup. I'm going to tuck my jersey, lace my boots, diving for glory. Let's go. I mean, why not say fuck off Mourinho? On the other side of Manchester, bad things were happening. At least for the team. This game was actually in West London at Stamford Bridge. Manchester City away to Chelsea. Talk about it, Sir Solomon.
If they had the Mourinho, they would have won 4-1. But unfortunately, this amateur coach of theirs.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yo, it was a kind of a game of two halves. City were very wasteful in the first half, but they looked dominant, and I was at halftime actually texted, I can't believe it's still 0-0. Little did I know that it wouldn't stay 0-0 for long, mostly because Chelsea would take the lead and keep it.
Yeah, that was before half, even at that. And so that was crazy to have such a good half for City, but it wasn't like a lot. In my estimation, it wasn't like City were doing like irresistible things or anything, dude. They had 4 total shots in the first half, only 1 on target. For the very first 10 minutes for me.
Out of the 4 shots, 2 of them should have been really, really good.
I thought there was one. I mean, you know, I don't know. It just didn't look normal City. But the first thing that I picked up was Chelsea tactics. I was like, well, they got that right at the very least. You press high in the final third. As soon as they get to about half field, you fall back, you stay compact. I think that a team that's going to run the 4-3-3 like Chelsea, that's about exactly what they had to do.
Yeah, and it worked because you got to lose at some point. But if they run the same game again, like 9 times out of 10, I'm still taking Man City over Chelsea. Like, to me, the bigger issue was the earlier missed opportunities because they broke them open quite a few times. Leroy Sané missed a couple, and I think it was Sterling that just fucked up one too. But if they had put away their chances, would not have been in this position. And in the second half, like after going up 1-0, like Chelsea had a that underdog mentality, and I think that leaving them in there was the bigger issue than like Chelsea figuring them out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, again, one thing I texted somebody at halftime was like, hey, if I don't hear David Silva's name a little bit more in the second half, this game is a wrap. Not many teams are successful as like totally taking this dude out of the game, but he did pretty much nothing. Silva did not have the greatest games.
Conte played a little further back and played closer to Jorginho in this game, and he really did cause a lot of havoc in his areas. You can't just give him credit because you have like 6 or 7 offensive players that he can't get to everybody, but that really helped a lot. David Silva just looked off, and you can't rise to every fucking game. But I didn't agree with Pep starting with 3 wide men as his forwards and not having a 9. I think that to play, and none of them are Messi. So like, oh yeah, he played with Barcelona with false nine, and yeah, okay,
Yeah.
He could have played with that false 9, false 10, whatever the fuck he wanted.
Sterling's never the same player when he runs as the false 9, ever, in my opinion.
I agree, and Sane and Mahrez's runs work with a striker.
Mm-hmm.
Like that target guy being there keeps 2 defenders there, allowing these guys to stretch out the fullbacks and work in space. Like when the third person also has wide man ambitions, like a few times Mahrez was deeper and then Sterling was on the right on the outside,
Yep.
and Sane was on the right on the other side. What the fuck reason does the defense have to stretch?
Yeah.
Like just because they don't want to pull a muscle?
Yeah. Yeah, they stay
You know,
compact.
you gotta have the guy in the middle that keeps them honest, and that's where it's caused. And if you're not doing that, then you need somebody more football savvy than Raheem Sterling in the 9 position. He's an effort guy. Put him in the outside. I get it. Or play him as your second striker behind somebody else. But to be your main guy, like he's just a runner. He's not really positioning himself.
So let's flip that question to the other side, because Sarri came out and did not play his number 9 either, and he played Eden Hazard as his false 9, and it worked for Chelsea. Yes,
the proper answer to that is kind of, because he was invisible for like pretty much the whole first half.
Mm-hmm.
Until he made the assist to Conte, they had him out of the game. So again, like I said, once they scored, the game changed, and when City started going at him, they had space, so he looked better. But the first half, it looked like a bad gamble too.
Mm-hmm. So a little bit of luck here, you think?
I think a little bit of luck, a lot of luck.
Yeah.
And a lot of I'm not gonna say complacency on the part of Man City, but one team clearly wanted it better more than the other. More than tactics, more than anything. By the end of that game, what I saw was one team really, really went after that game, and that was Chelsea.
Yeah, I thought Azpilicueta was outstanding defensively in this game.
Amazing
he
game.
He looked so motivated.
Rudiger has quietly become one of the, like, as much as we talk about Virgil van Dijk and Liverpool changing Liverpool's defense, Antonio Rudiger has been consistently top tier for this club this season.
And when you mix in David Luiz having a good game, like they were just stout in the back line this game.
Goal scoring game too.
Yeah, they held him scoreless.
Yeah, and he scored.
Yeah, and he scored. And he scored. With all that being said, that basically leaves the table as Man City in second place now, Chelsea up to fourth. That third, fourth, fifth looks like it's going to be a hell of a battle.
Yes.
Tottenham, Chelsea,
and
Arsenal.
1-2 is going to be like a much better battle than I had anticipated it being. Unfortunately, I missed the medal ceremony. I think Liverpool fans expect the medal for being in first place right now.
Oh, they do.
Like many people are like, "What now?" And I'm like, "Okay, like
about to give these points back this week."
Yeah, that's what I was asked. How long do you think we'll be in the first place? About a week.
About a week after Mourinho shows up and
then
does he wrong?
Dower 0-0.
Yeah, exactly. Drop that. Yep. So, who's your man of the match?
N'Golo Kante.
Okay.
how much he harassed the Man City midfield. Plus, not only did he scored a very nice goal. Well taken goal of a guy. He looked like he's getting used to his position. Like, it made me ask, like, is he one of these athletes that you can just move around and give him time, he will learn it? Because that looked like he was naturally a number 8.
Yeah, I thought I recognized some of what you were saying as far as him playing closer to Jorginho. I was like, he's giving him some cover so Jorginho doesn't get totally exposed.
Jorginho's a passing statue.
Yeah.
Hey.
Which makes me wonder, why not just keep Cesc? Oh, because 10 years older or something. But similar players, no?
Nah.
In what way?
Cesc makes better assists and stuff, like further up the field, but this guy is a metronome. Cesc was not controlling the game the way it is. Like, I'm not saying either one is better than the other, but like, this guy is out there with the sole objective of, like, closer to like how Xavi is with Iniesta. Like, he's just trying to keep the pace. That's his objective. Whereas Cesc's objective is to break down the defense and like create assists. He was an assist master. This guy is just a pass master. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it makes sense, but
No, it does. It does.
in the words of Sean Price, I don't know what I mean, but you know what I mean when I'm saying it.
Nice. All right, man. We're gonna move on. Enough of that trash. We're gonna take it over to Germany, man. Hit you with the Rieverderby. Schalke having a nice European campaign, a slow start in Bundesliga, which has been rectified as of late against Red Hot Dortmund, who are having just a great fucking campaign so far.
That about sums it up. And
I think last time they met, was that the 4-4?
no, last time they met, it was the second time.
It was the second time. The first time last year was the 4-4.
But they tied that one too.
Yeah.
And the first one was the 4-4, and that's what changed Schalke's season around, and Borussia Dortmund's, because after that, Borussia Dortmund started the collapse that led to Peter Bosch getting fired. And now this time, Schalke, like last year, they went toe-to-toe all the way to the end, and I want to say finished right
second. I think Schalke finished second.
Yeah, but like they finished within like 2 or 3 points of each other.
Yeah.
They're not going to do that this season.
I don't think so.
Like, they're struggling, like you said, and Borussia Dortmund under Lucien Favre is looking, for lack of a better word, delicious. Unstoppable.
Hey, delicious.
Your day.
22 points separates these teams in the table. So, yeah, it's not happening this year.
Yeah. Last year it was basically a case of, okay, Bayern's gone, let's try to punch each other down here.
It was 8-point difference. So, but that's still close. Anyway,
8 points, Schalke over Dortmund.
Over Dortmund, yeah.
Yeah. Like
Dortmund
right
snuck
now,
in.
Dortmund is sitting 9 points above Bayern Munich, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Who just snuck into second place.
Yep.
Right.
No.
Anyways, this game to me was about Jadon, Sancho fucking had a game. Scored in his maiden Rieverderby.
How long has he played for Dortmund?
This is his first season. So his first time he met them, he scored. Mario Götze has 1 goal against Schalke in his career. This guy did it in his first game.
Whoops. No doubt. Scored the game winner here.
Game winner and man of the match performance. He balled out. And to answer many people's funny question, is Christian Pulisic on Jadon Sancho's level?
No.
In the 89th minute, Jadon Sancho was substituted and replaced by Christian Pulisic.
Yeah.
So he is 1/90th the player.
1/90th. I mean, yeah, no, he's definitely hit the back burner because of Sancho's emergence here. But again, I mean, every you feel like they're never out of range of Bayern. So it's like super huge 3 points here. In the away match here too.
Bayern is quietly on a 4-game win streaks. So like, you know, with teams like that, people don't notice until they won like double digits or something. But that's a lot. Like, you can't blink.
Yeah.
If next week Dortmund loses, then all of a sudden it's a 6-point
They while you were gone, somebody let Robin cut to the left twice, and he scored twice. Sick. I mean, just like so standard, man. It's like Kareem's hook shot.
Dude, that is actually it might be the best comparison I've ever heard of it. Yes.
Yeah, for real, dude. So Dortmund sit top of the league, 36 points. They are 7 clear of second place. Mönchengladbach and Schalke are in 13th with 14 points, even though they were in relegation zone earlier in the year. They've crawled out of that, but they are a long way off the pace. They are 9 points back of Europe, period. So, but they'll be playing in the knockout round.
A lot of these middling German teams in the second half of the season, they kind of fall off. So they will make ground, and they probably will end up in Europa. Again, like not by winning it, but like
getting there. Like you think they'll okay.
Squad depth goes a long way, and like a lot of these smaller clubs just fall off.
And I assume you're man of the match, or maybe I don't.
My man of the match shall be, surprise, surprise, Mr. Jadon Sancho.
Jadon. Yay, no doubt. I agree. Balled out. See you back in City, bruh. As long as it ain't 100 million, damn.
Shit, it's going up.
I know every fucking game, right?
Pretty soon you're going to hope for that 100 million. You be like, get up now before it hits 150. Remember what happened with Dembele?
He's only 18.
Yeah, he don't even come to training.
Yeah. He's on that Plaxico Burris, man.
Yeah.
All right, moving along. We'll take it over to Spain. Where I don't think they were sitting in first, but they were pretty close, and they could have went top with this game.
They would have moved into first ahead of Barca's game if they had
pulled out a result. But they didn't.
They pulled out a draw from the jaws of victory.
This
Sevilla
is Valencia.
hosting.
Yeah. I thought it was Valencia hosting Sevilla.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. But, and this ends up a straight drizzle.
Yeah, in a game that Sevilla should have fucking had in the bag.
They should have had in the bag, dude.
To the level where Andre Silva, Sevilla striker, in the 91st minute, got a yellow for time wasting, only to be scored on in the 92nd minute.
And that's a shame because he missed a wide open goal. Took his time and still just aimed it right for the post. Doing that Rafa Benitez training.
So he took the lead early through Pablo Sarabia, Wissam Ben Yedder. These guys, we were talking about them a lot more last season, even though they weren't even close to first. But now they're destroying people, and so they took the lead. But triple substitution for Valencia, Batshuayi, Mukhtar Diakhaby, and Denis Cheryshev come on, and they stay in it. And set piece, bad defense.
Parejo, yeah. To Mukhtar?
Mukhtar Diakhaby.
Yep.
He came in the
92nd
63rd minute,
yeah.
and then the 92nd minute, off of a dumbass foul, they got a nice Danny Parejo. If he hadn't made it, the guy standing behind him was his teammate. Sevilla gave that bitch away.
Yep.
Ezekiel Garay was standing behind fucking...
Yeah, nine total shots, 4 on target in the first half. Even more possession in the second, even though Valencia or Sevilla. Hell.
It's one of the rare games actually where Valencia had more total shots than opponent played
right?
against.
Yeah.
They had more ball possession. They had 54%, which is not dominant, but
they always sit back.
They had more shots on target, and more corner kicks.
So
less fouls. So
fair to say they deserved the draw, but I just felt like Sevilla had the better chances.
Yeah.
Their chances just looked more makeable, more dangerous, but
they did. Sevilla played it like an away game, and they had a early lead in the 55th minute, and they should have held on, but you got to finish the game. That's all this is. It's whether they deserved it or not.
Yeah.
You can't. There's no excuse for giving up your game in the 92nd minute, dude. Like, there's no excuse for a dumbass foul out in the wings.
Yeah.
There's no excuse for that terrible defense on the free kick that you did.
Yeah.
Like, none of it.
Yeah, the goalkeeper just should have moved right in front of this guy, but he basically let him come in and beast him, taking the points. And because of that, Sevilla sits second place now, 3 points back of Barcelona, tied with Atletico Madrid.
Who had a party?
Oh, yeah, they did. A Thomas Partey.
The best kind of party.
Valencia, with a point here, moved to 15th place. They've been struggling. A lot of draws this year, 9 draws so far out of their 15 games. But they're 4 points out of relegation. Do you expect them to climb back up a little bit?
Yeah, it's easy. They have, look, if you
They're 4 points back of Europe.
They have 18 points.
Yeah.
And 8th place has 21 points.
Yeah.
Like,
6th place has 22.
that's what I'm saying.
they're right
Like,
there.
so you get it.
Yeah, a 3-game win streak, 4-game win streak. You'll be right back. Sevilla, shame on you. Shame on you. But
Keep doing it. But if you look at the last 5 games, Sevilla do have really slowed down. They have 3 draws and 2 wins in that time. So the one lucky thing they had going was that Barca was in that little stutter in the middle too. So Barca has 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in that time. And it's looking like they're just about to take off.
think so?
I think Barca's about to take off.
That would be nice.
Like, I think that Sevilla's going to keep dropping points.
Absolutely.
And that's why they're going to take off, because that's second place. And I don't think that Atletico Madrid is going to just be able to punch people in their face every week forever.
Yeah, 7 draws so far this year. Yeah. All right. Who's your man of the match here?
You got to go with the goal scorer.
Took a point. Yeah, took a point from none. Absolutely. Parejo with the nice game and the assist. But
it's hard not to give every Valencia victory
to Parejo.
Danny Parejo.
Yeah, I know.
He carries that team in midfield. Like, this is in the 90s, that used to be the case a lot. Every team would have that number 10 that would do a lot, you know? Mm-hmm. Now it's 4-3-3 and 8 attackers and fullbacks being your... But Danny Parejo is an old school number 10 that just fucking carries his team on a weekly basis.
Mm-hmm. Okay, moving along. Over to Dabu, Italy, Serie A. And you'd think we'd look at Juve Inter, but actually we want to look at a fun game. And that would be Sassuolo hosting Fiorentina. And this is a game that ends in a 3-3 draw and with 2 red cards and some pretty awesome fucking goals.
Just a little bit of Ertang.
Just a little bit of everything. Let's talk about it, Sir Solomon.
Sassuolo is solidly immersed in the middle of the table. Like, they're 9th, but they should have fucking rocked the shit out of this team.
Yeah, they dominated the
multiple 2-goal leads. they had
multiple 2 goals.
Yeah, because they were up 2-0.
Yep.
Which we'll get back and talk about all the details. But, like, they were up 2-0, got scored on, and when it looked like Fiorentina was going to catch them, scored a wonderful goal from outside the box to make it 3-1. So that's the second 2-goal lead that they had. And it ended 3-3.
I was going to say, the awesome part about this is that the first half was 0-0.
Yeah, they had a couple of misses, but, like, it was so lame. And then it just went insanity.
Yeah, and there was some nice goals here. The first goal was super nice. Both of the goals were nice from...
Fucking Alfred Duncan with the goal and an assist.
Alfred
Duncan. Like, his goal...
He has to be
nice.
Irish, right? No, he's
Blackish.
Gun man.
Yes.
Alfred Duncan.
He hangs out with Thomas Partey. But anyways, he scored a beautiful goal to get it to 1-0, and then gave the assist to Kuma Babakar for his goal, which was very nice. It wasn't spectacular. But then Giovanni Simeone scores off of a rebound. Like, I mean, not a rebound, but like a save, but he gets the tap in to finish it off.
He needed that too, man. He's been struggling a little bit.
Dude, they've been asking him too many questions about his dad. He's shitting his own pants. Like,
yeah.
like, it's crazy. Man. You be Simeone's son. See
Right.
how you do.
So Fiorentina's back in this. for another 20 minutes.
And then Stefano Sensi with a spectacular.
Yeah, way outside the box again. Hits that corner with a one bounce.
Says Domenico Berardi as whatever assist, but like fuck out of here.
Yep. And then it unravels 6 minutes later with Filip Duricic.
This has to be said first and foremost that Filip Duricic was sent off after fouling, getting a yellow card, and then talking his way into a red card.
I mean, but if you saw it, he talked his way quick.
Oh, yeah.
He must have said something like immediately, like you cunt whore or something. I don't know.
Hey, hey, I don't know the Italian word for cunt. If anybody knows it, please inbox us.
Tweet us.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, straight up.
So right after that, 89th minute, Marco Benassi makes it 3-2. Very nice goal. And after a quick Nikola Milinkovic red card in the 91st minute.
Kevin Morales.
Yes, the assist from fucking Herman Pezzella was sexy.
Yeah.
He drew the defense one way, and by the time he made him the pass, I mean, the finish was good too.
Yep.
But first of all, Kevin Morales could not play in Everton.
Yeah.
And now he's balling out, dude.
Yeah, he gave a nice through ball, though.
Yeah.
It was perfect. Perfect place, perfect weight for my man. Herman gave the nice through ball. But Kevin opened his body up, put it in. It's kind of like the Sancho goal in a way. Anyway, that was the 96th minute in a game that had 7 minutes of extra time. So, talking
Better
about
than the Liverpool 95th minute goal in the game that had 4 minutes of extra time.
Oh my God, dude! You weren't here for that, were you?
No.
Oh my God!
Not-
every time
I
I
was at a
watch
bar.
that, every time I watch it, I just laugh. I just
That
laugh.
was the
and
worst,
laugh
Like that was the worst Jordan of all. Like there's never been a Jordan in this world that has done the worst. Like, oh my God!
Oh man, that was priceless, man. Priceless.
I was in a bar explaining to people how the striker that just got substituted sounds like the fuck orgy when he scored.
And then he scored on you, slam dunk. He got to start the next game because of that and did nothing. But anyway, who's your man of the match here?
I have to go with Duncan.
Alfred.
My man,
Al.
Alfred.
Al. For sure, man. Just to also
Beautiful goal and a really nice assist, and he just basically put in a ship from the fucking right midfield. He worked.
17 shots, 18 shots respectively total. So both of these teams are super active. 13 total on goal. Fiorentina had 5 big chances, with 2 of them missing and hitting the woodwork. Like, fun game. Serie A, go ahead. But Sassuolo, as mentioned, sitting in 9th place with 21 points, with level 1 point. They're only 2 points out of being in Europe. So as you said, they're still putting together a nice season. Fiorentina, 12th place, but 19 points. So they're still kind of in it as well with a nice run of form. Do you see anything more for these teams? Any of these teams threaten Europe?
I guess.
I mean, it's Lazio and Torino. I think you just figure like Roma's going to get it together at some point.
Roma is going to get it together. Sampdoria might get up further. Like, I have more
Parma.
confidence in them. No, Parma's still.
They've been playing, man. They've been playing.
I mean, them playing at the top of their prowess has them with 21 points. Like, this is them, like, clawing for points.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's move along. Hit you off to the midfield.
What was this? What was this? It was really. What was this? What was this? It was really good, Jen.
Yeah, we are at the EPL review section.
EPL?
Premier League, which is about to get into their holiday form of a game every 3 days. You got EFL Cup games next week and all types of stuff, man. Gets busy. But let's talk about the week that has passed. Let's start you off with the team that we were previously mentioned. Liverpool away to Bournemouth. Smash City.
Bournemouth is in a decent place on the table, but they are going to be having some issues pretty soon. I think the free fall is arriving soonish. So, yeah.
Mo Salah catching a hat trick doesn't help your cause at all.
Yeah. And I find it funny because Liverpool is playing Napoli this week, and they both got 4-0 victories.
I'm looking at this lineup that the man threw out, that Klopp threw out. Keita, Fabinho, Wijnaldum, Shaqiri. Do you like that midfield more than the Wijnaldum, Henderson, Milner?
Yeah. I think that Keita needs to play more. I think that Fabinho needs to play more. And I think that Shaqiri as a midfielder, or even making it a midfield diamond, cannot hurt, because you want as many of... If you're playing Klopp and you're claiming this is rock and roll football and like we're trying to move forward, you want the more talented players on the field. You can move them, whatever, but like you can't say you play in Mane's position, so you will not play anymore. Mm-hmm. You know, so, and I'm liking the adjustment of trying to find Shaqiri places to play.
And that's what I was going to ask. Like, do you feel like this is a clear response to like, okay, I got to get the offense fucking going. Like, we've been winning these games, but the offense just isn't what it is last year. I got to do something different.
If and when they make it to the next round of the Champions League, which is far from a given, far from a given, but he recognizes that they will not last after one game in the current form. Like, they're pulling out the results. This is good. Like before, Liverpool used to have to play really, really well to win. Now they're pulling out results. They're getting points. It's about point accumulation. But at some point, if you don't address the fact that Liverpool this season has not played good football and cannot break down teams, then there's going to be a problem.
Yeah. And Joe Gomez injured, I think, out significantly, they're saying. How major?
They just re-signed him today, so...
He's a young kid.
He's fine.
How's it impact?
Liverpool?
I mean, he
right
plays
now,
right back and center back, so I mean, he's kind of...
Yeah,
he started Milner at right back in this game.
Trent needs to get back.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if he gets back, then you can work on the middle, because whoever's there is very close to Virgil van Dijk, who basically covers for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So
they
that's
played,
fine.
yeah, they played Matip in this game, and you still got Lovren.
Yeah,
brother Lovren.
I don't think that Lovren is necessarily a terrible player, but like I don't know if he's going to be useful in England for Liverpool anymore, because. Like right now, the hacks and the trolls are out, and I don't think he'd be able to concentrate enough to get a game. But he played all the way to the finals with fucking his national team.
Absolutely, and his club team the year before.
Yeah, that same season. Yeah.
No. All right, moving along. Cardiff B City got the 1-0 over Southampton in what looks like a relegation battle.
Everybody gets a 1-0 over Southampton these days, at least.
Except for United.
Oh, yeah. They got two put on them in less than 20 minutes. Anyways, we're not talking about 2 weeks ago. I saw that one in the bar, too.
A lot of time in the bar. Any nitrous gas there, man?
Oh, yeah.
With your Arsenal shirt on?
Dude. Yeah, that's my Arsene Wenger shirt. I bought it for $5. I call it my Arsene Wenger transfer. It has lived above expectations, so yes.
It
hasn't reached championship heights, you know.
Yeah, shit. 1-0 though. Cardiff pull out some much needed points.
Yes, but Cardiff at the same time need, what do Cardiff need? Let's spin the wheel. Number 9, Premiership level striker.
Cardiff has quietly crawled out of relegation and are sitting, 4 points clear.
Dude, but it took them a
place.
lot of fucking shots and not a lot of shots, but a lot of open chances missed to score. Like, they don't have a good...
They never look as bad as I think they are when I see them play.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're Cardiff.
Like,
but it's just not, there's not enough there.
Like if they had Mitrovic, for example.
Yep.
Like, they would be very close to the middle of the table, I think. I don't think Cardiff would be here. They have a good team. They just don't score.
Yep. Don't score. But they scored one on this day, and they held Southampton from doing the same. And the previously mentioned Manchester United actually score some fucking goals. This is a game for Lukaku, is it not?
It's a very Lukaku game.
Well, he scored at the least, but it was really about the other guy, man, the young kid.
Yeah, it's really about everybody's gonna beat like somebody like Fulham at some point in the middle of problems, and like I read zero into this.
It means nothing. Fuck no, it doesn't
It's
mean
not
anything.
about anybody.
Hey, Rashford did it work, man. A goal and 2 assists.
I mean, good.
For sure. I mean, that's the only thing to take from the game. But yeah, for sure. Manchester United crawling back into 6th place.
Like Fulham plays like Sunday League for defense.
Yeah.
Like everybody was putting up points against them. And
Do you think
team-
Ranieri? You think Ranieri can keep him up?
He said, "We play like first half, we go down. Play like second half, we stay up." That was his analysis of the game. That was serious. He said that's what he told the teammates, the kids after the thing. Is like the first half, the way you played, we gotta go down. I think they go down.
That was a half
You
in which
cannot
they
dilly
had 2
dong your
total
way out of
shots.
this shit.
Oh man! All right, moving along. Burnley hosting Brighton Hove, and Burnley. Talk about motherfuckers who don't score. Burnley with the 1-0.
Yeah, Burnley is like the ultimate 1-0 team starting from last season, but they need to turn their fucking shit around.
Yeah,
Like,
barely hanging
Burnley
outside
should-
the relegation zone.
dude, Sean Dyche almost took out some frustrations on your boy Klopp the other day, though.
He did.
He was about to teach him some things.
Huddersfield sitting 18th, so that was a relegation battle. They were well entrenched there. It's gonna be a good battle at the bottom of the table too, huh?
Yeah, I guess, but I think the 3 in there right now gonna stay there.
You think?
I think the 3 look very, very much like they're going down. Fulham is going to go down. I don't think they played enough defense, and they don't really have anything going forward. Southampton needs to go down.
I say Burnley and Newcastle make it interesting.
I think Rafa Benitez saves Newcastle this year, and then at the end of the season, his contract runs out. They don't replace him properly, and they get relegated next season.
Okay, no doubt. All right, moving along to the next match, and West Ham has been on a nice run of form lately. 3-2 over Crystal Palace. They almost gave this game away, didn't they?
If you go down and your team just all of a sudden pulls a bunch of victories and scores a bunch of goals, is the argument, I'm not a bitch, really valid? Because ever since Arnautovic went down, West Ham has been scoring.
West Ham's been fucking scoring.
In
Felipe
the threes.
Anderson. Yep. And Chicharito.
Oh my God, fucking Chicharito's alive.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's been alive and scoring. I think he scored 2 last week.
Remember when they used to sing the Chicharito song, like Despacito? Chicharito.
West Ham sitting 11th in the table with 21 points. Crystal Palace in that relegation battle at the moment, 12 points, 16th place. Arsenal.
The drop between 13th and 14th is huge, though.
It's huge.
21 just a
14.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Arsenal steal a game here, man. Get a late goal.
Yeah, but they stole it like you could either steal like by mugging somebody, or there's like capers.
Yeah.
And this is a fucking beautiful escape, dude. A fucking bicycle kick.
A Torreira.
Oh yeah.
It was nice. Oh, it was nice.
They put in a bad game, but what I've been saying with Liverpool this season, sometimes you don't have to play good to win. You just have to fucking win. You can work on playing good next week.
Man, I didn't even realize Lacazette started this game, and I watched a large portion of it.
Don't look like Lacazette realized he started this game.
That's what I'm saying.
Forget you.
Oh, man. Mkhitaryan. Oh, he came out at half. Got it.
The midfield Armenian. You remember when everybody thought that, oh shit, at least they got Mkhitaryan for Alexis and shit? He's an Armenian Alexis Sanchez.
Yeah.
Same fucking shit, dude. I mean, he doesn't kick the ball away, but he doesn't even get the ball.
Like, as far as, like, return on value, though, like, Alexis, like, balled out for them for, like, most of the time he was there. But, like, Mkhitaryan hasn't done much of anything.
No, what I'm saying is, like, as of, like, their transfer, they've both been shit.
Yeah.
So
no,
it's
true.
been, like,
It's been pretty even.
do you substitute the Armenian shitty guy for the Chilean?
A lot less money, though.
Huh?
A lot less money. Because what's the name? It should be indicted. They need to. Alexis Sanchez should be. He's stealing in plain sight from Ed Woodward and Man United.
Remember Ski Mask Joe?
No.
Joe Johnson?
Oh yeah.
100 million contract in basketball. That's what they call him, Ski Mask Joe, because he must have had
Stealing
a
money.
ski mask on with a gun in his pocket to get that fucking contract.
For real.
This is a fucking Ski Mask Alexis right here.
Mm-hmm. Moving along, Leicester City hosting Tottenham. Tottenham get another victory 2-0.
Tottenham putting in work, dude.
They are. They're staying right up there, aren't they, man?
Yeah.
Even though they got smashed by Arsenal.
That was a fucking game.
It was a fucking game. It was a good game. It was a fun
And
game.
Arsenal, I don't know how they managed to do it so often. Made the whole Tottenham project look like a joke for like that game. You're like, how are we even talking about how good Tottenham is when Arsenal is clearly a much better team than them?
Clearly,
And then
serving them
like
up.
the rest of the season, Tottenham is the better team, but
Yeah.
like they have their fucking number, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I wasn't
so-
here to talk about it. So I gotta say.
Arsenal went midweek, and we didn't even talk about midweek games, but they went midweek and drew to United and basically gave those points right back to Tottenham. Tottenham sitting third place, 36 points. Arsenal in fifth with 34.
Those are like you were talking about earlier. Those that third, fourth, fifth is going to be quite a battle.
Somebody's gonna be playing on Thursdays next year.
Yeah.
Whoops. Newcastle, our favorite
Shit,
foil
Liverpool might be playing on Thursdays.
in Europe this year. I would love it so. Newcastle hosting Wolves, and Wolves get the victory. Wolves have been on a nice run too. Victory at Chelsea.
Yeah, Wolves been doing their thing. They don't score enough goals. They've only scored one more goal than Cardiff. So they need to start scoring goals. Their football is nice. You look at them; they're a fun team to watch, but they need to score fucking goals.
Well, they scored 2 in this game, man. You're right. They've only scored 17 this year. They're 10th place in the table with 22 points. Nice. Go ahead, Wolves. Looks like you'll be staying up.
I think the last 3 games or something they've been on a streak, so that helps them. Let's see.
Today's game, just
2
for the sake
wins,
of mentioning.
2 draws and 2 losses and a draw. Yes,
Yeah.
today's game.
Yeah, today's game, Everton-Watford ends in a 2-2. A 96th minute by Lucas Dini.
Oh, after Richarlison.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Richarlison opened it up. And Gylfi Sigurdsson missed a penalty in the 68th minute. And they take a point here, Watford and Everton. You feel like these are teams on very similar levels?
No. I think Everton is on a higher level than Watford, but I think Watford is on a daily just a difficult team to play against. But Everton will have a significant gap at the end of the season. Between them and
Everton has Watford's coach from last year, right? Silva?
Yes.
Right, Marco Silva, yeah.
Remember when he started off really, really good, and then Everton was going to come get him, and then because of that, he lost his concentration and he got fired.
Yeah, fired.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, came and got him, and Everton sits 7th in the table, Watford at 12th.
That gap, the point-wise, is not going to get much bigger, but right now it's 5 points. I think that it's probably going to end up like a 8-9 point gap between the two teams.
No doubt. Moving along to the next section, do the other 4 big European leagues. And we will start you off in Spain with the La Liga review. As mentioned previously, Atletico Madrid had a field day at top 4 Alaves.
Yeah, put it on him.
Tree Nilly.
It was pretty just another day of the Alaves kind of victory over them, which, funnily enough, Alaves is still in fourth place after that.
After that game. Actually got a fair amount of shots and had possession.
Sorry. They were still in fourth place that day. The next day, Real Madrid played.
Word up. Atletico Madrid with the 3-0. We already mentioned Valencia 1-1 over Sevilla.
Yo. 1-1 with Sevilla.
1-1 with Sevilla.
Yeah.
Not over. Yeah, that's true. Whoops.
The 1-1 victory.
Celta Vigo got the 3-2. That's why I was already looking at that. Got the 3-2 over Villarreal.
At which, when the game ended, what happened? Villarreal fired the fucking shit out of the coach.
Peace. This is why we bring those things up, man. So you know what's going on.
Okay, shithead.
The Catalonia Derby was not much of a competitive affair. It was a smashing.
It was smashing. It was a very, very entertaining game. They fouled Messi too much too early. You saw him go back and forth with a couple of guys, and then spectacular free kick to open the scoring. Even better assist to Dembele. Luis Suarez finishes off the hat trick of forward scoring, and then Messi decides to have his first 2 free kick in a game.
And they wore pink jerseys. With all
No, you're supposed to despite the pink jerseys.
Oh man. Yeah, man, Messi, I'm pretty sure if you follow football, you probably saw that stat about him having 19 free kicks over the past couple years, which is more than
They
every
said
team.
Since 2013 or something, he has scored more free kicks than all teams in Europe.
All of the big
All of
five. It's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
All of
Damn.
How about that team? All of them.
But he's fifth
That
place.
took all of them.
But fifth place.
Yeah.
In Ballon d'Or.
And according to recent reports, has only one skill. As Pele said he only has
All I
skill
do is
of
win,
shooting.
win, no matter what.
He said, yep, basically. He said all he does is shoot with his left. He's like, I used to head spectacularly. Never mind that he used to play against farmers and fucking accountants.
Yeah.
It's like the guy at the intramurals that's dunking on everybody and shit.
Yeah, it's it's the Wilt Chamberlain thing. Dude was 7'4" and there was 2 players above 6'10". Of course he's gonna sit in the lane with no 3 seconds and score 100 points. That's what not to take anything away from Pele. It was next level shit.
I'll take something away from Pele. One World Cup, Pele got injured, and Brazil won it.
Judge.
Just saying.
Thank you for saying
I'll
that.
tell you this: if Maradona got injured in the fucking World Cup that he was playing in, he got suspended for the final.
Yeah,
They lost.
Yep.
He was in the final. They won.
Yep. Done dilly. Moving along, Eibar Levante. 4-4.
Woo!
That's a lot of goals. That's a 91st minute goal to tie it for Levante as well. Levante is actually punching above their weight, sitting 6th place at the moment. Talk about shoestring budget.
They don't believe in weight. Levante's always been a veteran team, and they'll fall off. They'll go down. I mean, not go down into oblivion and shit, but they're always a very, very difficult opposition to play against because they collect a bunch of veteran players that listen to instructions and shit. So if you're not finishing the game, you better fucking finish the game when you play against Levante.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Eibar was up 4-2 in this game. It's tough out there. Oops. Moving along, Real Madrid putting in another shift and score 1 goal, but they take all 3 points, leaving
Gareth
much
Bale.
to be desired.
Gareth Bale scored
Do they have
in the weekend, and Ronaldo didn't score for the first time in ever, maybe.
do 5 total shots? 5.
You know who has gone missing since the coach change has happened?
Who?
Isco.
Isco. Oh yeah.
You remember when he was the shit?
Yep.
No.
Doesn't even see the field anymore.
He
Right?
ain't shit now.
Doesn't even see the field.
Yeah.
It's crazy. He got in, came into this game with 6 minutes as a
Yeah,
sub.
he hasn't started since Solari became the coach. Apparently, he was a little disrespectful, so Solari is punching him in his pussy a little bit.
No doubt. Real Betis, 2-0 over Vallecano. Wanted to mention them because they've slowly kind of crawled back up the table.
Oh, thank fucking God. They're up to 7th place. I fucking hyped this fucking team up. Like, Jonathan would not, like, fucking Garcia would not let me fucking live this down if this team did not do something decent.
I'm going to beep that part out when you say my real name.
Okay, yeah.
Like, beep. At least
That's how worried I was about the situation. You see, like, I just came undone.
Go ahead, Batiste. Go ahead. Pulling it back. That's what I wanted to mention. And today's game was Athletic Bilbao 1-0 over Girona. Moving along to the Italian Serie A. We will start you off on Friday with Juventus Inter.
Inter started off real strong. They have a 4-3-3 setup to where they have overlapping fullbacks that cross all the fucking time. Wayward most of the time, but they do cross, and Icardi will get onto one of them. Or if not, then Perisic will create something. That's the game plan, and then you try to stay tight. Marcelo Brozovic and everybody in the middle just try to get the ball and provide to Icardi. It looked like it might work for about 25 minutes. The first half, Inter looked really, really good. Skriniar and Asamoah and the two wings were running back and forth, causing havoc. Just until Juventus decided, you know what, we'll run at those positions whenever we get the ball. After that, between Dybala and who's the Colombian kid, João Cancelo, they pretty much took them out of the game and just kept attacking them through the wings, which was Inter's intention, which turned into kind of comedic, poetic justice.
Yeah, for sure. Smashed home by a Mario Mandzukic header, and that's all they needed. Juventus take all 3 points.
Guess who didn't score in a big game?
Who? Chrissy?
Yeah.
Christy?
Cristiano Higuain.
Yeah, oh man, now you're just out there, son.
Yeah.
You're just being disrespectful.
Yeah.
Speaking of disrespectful, Napoli was super disrespectful to their guests, Frosinone.
Yo, if you freeze, that's not on them. They fucked them up 4-0 just to show Liverpool that you can score 4. We can score 4.
Yeah, see ya on Tuesday. Cagliari, Roma. Let's talk about that. 2-2.
It was in the bag.
It was in the bag.
It was in the
2-0.
bag.
Roma
Bag
was
the
up.
bag, the rope around the bag was tight. They had the weights in the bag so it would sink when you throw it in the water. But just like the James Bond movies, they found a little rope and they just swam out and fucked them up, dude.
84th minute goal by Artur Ionita.
Ionita or something like that.
Yeah. It's not enough to win it in regular time, but stoppage time, which consists of 2 red cards for Cagliari.
For, like, they see that, listen to this, not for Roma. So the odds of them like dropping points in this game are going lower and lower. Roma have to make a concerted effort to give to these fuckers some points.
And they succeeded.
Yeah?
Oh, they succeeded.
Dude, they gave it up.
So, argument, red card for Dario Serna, followed by
Dario
Serna.
And Jan is Jan.
Damn, that all happened on one play. The red cards. Whoops. So 2 people take a L, but 2 minutes later, doesn't matter.
Because nobody takes an L. Everybody takes a D.
It took a point home. Marco Sau with the assist from Archer in Ionitia. That was a nice through ball.
Yeah, but it's just Roma being fucks.
Yeah, what's up with that, man? We've talked about them ad nauseum. This happened in the 95th minute. 24 shots, only 6 on target. They're just not as clinical as last year.
But even last year, if you remember, they would have the big results against bigger teams and stuff, but they were fuck ups too. Like That seems like that's Eusebio Di Francesco's team and how they roll. Like, they're just erratic.
We also
Entertaining to no end, and he puts on a bunch of attacking options, but maybe you should put one less.
I think it's fair to at least give some respect to the fact that they lost one of the best goalkeepers in the world from last season as well.
It is interesting, but they're not like it's not the goalkeeper really fucking them either.
I'm sure he covered up some mistakes. Is all I'm suggesting.
Yeah.
I mean,
that I would stand with, but like this guy has not been doing bad either. It's just that like they're spectacular at fucking up.
Yep. It's like, man, remember what we did to Barcelona? Let's be that.
But they forget that they also got beat 4-1 in the first leg.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. They got it, and it was a great result. But like comebacks, you gotta always dig a hole to make a comeback. You know,
dig a hole, bury yourself. Lazio 2-2 with Sampdoria. Sampdoria with the red card here. 99th minute goal by Ricardo Saponara brought this back for Sampdoria. After a 96th minute goal by Ciro Immobile. That sounds fun. At the very least.
It is.
29 shots by Lazio, 5 by Sampdoria.
Ciro Immobile moves into a tie with your boy Asrapi Ronaldo for second place and scoring goals.
What's up with Milinkovic Savic? We haven't heard much of him this year.
You'll hear about him every transfer window. But the position he's playing, unless they do better, and it's like, oh, the Lazio's dominating, and they are built around, it's not a position where you're going to see him in the highlights a lot.
But the kid is legit.
I think he's good, yeah. And I think he has to leave also.
Yeah, I would think so too. Word up. Moving along, Milan dropped the pooch here and 0-0 to Torino. They still remain 4th place. Fuck.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they do. Spectacularly because Lazio drew. They drew with the 6th place team, Torino. Roma shit the bed. Sassuolo shit the bed. Like, yeah, they're still sitting in 4th, only 3 points back of Inter, and I just feel like Inter's been a much better team.
Well, not over the past 5 games. They have identity.
They started slow. Inter started slow and then caught a nice run of form, and they have fallen back to earth a little bit since.
Yes, in the last 5 games, they have AC has 2 draws, 2 wins, and a loss. At the same time, they have 2 losses, 2 wins, and a draw. So they're just 1 game apart. They're basically the same team in different stripes. With in Inter's case, more recognizable players that we have more respect for, and in AC Milan's case, like more chaotic look. But they're kind of the same shitty team.
No doubt. We're gonna move along. Head over to Germany. Bundesliga, and Bayern Munich get the 3-0 over Nuremberg. Robert Lewandowski, the first half brace, Frank Ribéry.
Robert Lewandowski, what I like about him is it doesn't matter how he's feeling, he scores.
Mm-hmm.
I want to transfer. No, I'm angry here. Okay. Brace.
I will play.
Brace.
Yeah. Robot, man. Robot.
Like, it has nothing to do with, like, there's rumors of inside players wanting the coach to get fired, one of which is Robert Lewandowski, who had a hat trick today.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's never him, is it, man? It's never him. All 3 points there. Surprising result out of Bundesliga. Freiburg with the 3-0 over Red Bull, who have been in lovely form recently.
Yes, Freiburg has been in decent form, and Red Bull was fully expected to get this, but the way the Freiburg played just rocked them.
Our boy Nils
Nils
Peterson Freiburg sit 12th place, man. RB is still top 4 right behind Bayern, so that was a tough loss for them. Wolfsburg, Hoffenheim, 2-2. Man, I swear Hoffenheim's like this super exciting team that just can't. They're kind of like a Roma or something in a way. Like they can't stop the other teams from scoring. And so it feels like they're just not getting the lineups or the results that they deserve, or at least the offensively deserve.
And they have the lame duck coach that's going to RB next year.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how that goes. How are you gonna fucking announce your? Like, that's fucked up.
But that's what Bayern does, though, right? Like you knew before. Remember the Götze? You knew before the end of the year when they played in the damn Champions League final that the dude was going to Bayern the next year.
I mean, yeah, but that's Bayern.
Oh yeah, this is RB.
Like,
Red
this
Bull.
is Leipzig, dog.
This is Leipzig.
Like, nobody even does it. Like, I get it when you're doing that shit for, like, Real Madrid's job or whatever. But
Yeah,
like,
good point.
to go to fucking Leipzig?
Yeah.
Fuck out of here, dude. You better stay and fucking coach that year.
They must be paying him. Woo. Paying him well.
They're paying him that Red Bull money.
Mönchengladbach 3-0 over Stuttgart. Mönchengladbach playing extremely well this year. Second place, 7 points behind Dortmund.
Yeah.
A lot of goals. Second most in the league. Mm-hmm. Word up. Top 4 in Bundesliga stands Dortmund, Mönchengladbach, Bayern, Leipzig, followed up by Frankfurt and Hertha Berlin.
Gonna be another, and don't forget Mr. Hoffenheim tied level on points with Hertha. 1 point behind Hertha.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a tough, close season.
Speaking of something that's not close, Ligue 1. Actually, they barely played games this weekend.
They should just stop playing. Period.
Man, they should, because it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. But there's still things to play for.
Like individual awards where people tell you that Mbappe had a better season last year than Lionel Messi.
Oh yeah, he did though. What do you mean?
Yeah.
He won a World Cup.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's just he's on Maradona level now.
Yeah. Götze scored the fucking winner in the World Cup. He must be fucking Maradona and Ronaldinho rolled
Oh
into
man,
one.
it's Pele, Maradona, Götze.
Like fuck is he down in there, dude? Like, he's right there.
There's not even anything worth mentioning. The only game that was on my radar was PSG hosting Montpellier.
How's
for the
that
second
on
game.
your radar?
It's first versus second place, motherfucker. I'm trying to be
That-
honest
like-
here.
That's the
Trying to
difference
be
between first and
honest.
second is like the difference between first and like 12th in England or something.
If we had a legit Instagram following, we would do a video right now, and it would say, "Should we continue to cover Ligue 1? Yes or no?" I wonder what that fucking poll would say.
No. Like, I understand covering Ligue 1, but like no games that have anything to do with PSG. Like, if it's like, oh, this might be the third Champions League spot opening, so Montpellier is playing Lyon, and it's also a little derby game, I might listen to you. But like, in regards to PSG, like, nah.
I mean, it's top 4 battle, and PSG have drawn their last 2. They dropped points 2 games in a row, so they're in a stretch of
shit,
bad
it's
form.
opening up. League is back on. I stand corrected.
Oh man, 6 games postponed due to the yellow vest protests. We need cheap gas, bitches. You can't be out there hustling up Saudi Arabia. You got to be down with them.
And also, are you really worried about price if you're coordinating clothes for protests? Like, people went out and bought vests.
Hey man, these are the
You should be able to
man.
protest in your house clothes. If shit is bad, it's like Chris Rock said, if a homeless man has a funny sign, he hasn't been homeless that long.
That long.
Same thing to me.
Dude, the French like to coordinate. Like, I don't see anything wrong with this. I love it. Moving along, man. Champions League preview. Let's run through this. Group A. It's only about Atleti and BVB going top. They do not play each other, though. It's important to finish top, I think, this time.
It's important, but I think that whoever finishes second place is going to be a headache for other teams that finish top. Like these teams, like I don't care whether
Sure.
they come in first or second, they're going to be very difficult opponents.
Yeah, I would just like to play, Schalke instead of fucking instead of Barcelona. But I get true point. Group B, Tottenham or Inter, that will be decided. Tottenham playing Inter playing PSV.
Huh?
What?
You said Tottenham playing Inter playing PSV.
Did I
Inter
say
gonna
that?
be busy.
Tottenham play Barca. I said Barca, man.
I was like,
We'll wind
whoa,
that shit back.
Inter. No
Tottenham
wonder Inter
playing
lost
Barca.
that Juventus game.
At Barca. This is one of the, I think, premier games here in this round.
What?
So
The Tottenham Barca?
Tottenham Barca.
Okay.
I mean, of the games, you'll see. It is.
I mean, it is to me. But I'm trying to be non-biased. But because one team has already qualified
Yeah, and won the table or won
and won the
group.
division. That's
So-
But I mean, I still think they're play, so I think it'll be fun. Yeah, it just shocked me when you said it, just because I was like, oh, there are other matchups where they could just make it to the next round.
Do you think this gives Tottenham any sort of advantage?
What does?
The fact that they'll probably trot out not Messi, a weaker team to say the least.
I put money on Messi playing.
You think he's going to play?
I think they're going to play the strongest team.
Oh man, I don't bet. Not since I lost that $5 earlier this year.
No. I think they're going to put out their strongest team and they're going to fucking go toe to toe, man.
Oh wow, yeah. Valverde did come out today and say that they'll try to win the game out of respect. But I would be floored if Messi played, but no doubt.
When have you seen Messi sit?
I mean, I know he doesn't.
The last time he sat, they lost.
They lost.
Yeah,
Valverde was about to get fired.
Yeah. The last time Enriquez had him, he almost got fired.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. He's going to play 90, man. He might play 80 if they wrap it up.
Group, all right, man, no doubt. Group C, group of death. Napoli, PSG, Liverpool all have a shot to
This
go
is the
through.
matchup.
To go through or not make it. Belgrade is actually still alive for Europa.
Yeah.
So one of these teams can finish as far as not having any more
That
European
would be,
football.
if you're not going to make it to the next round, the
That'd be
best
preferable.
outlet is to just not fucking deal with anything. Because if Liverpool ends up, say, in third place, their Premier League chances take a huge, huge hit.
So Napoli, Liverpool. That's the premier game overall, but
Yeah, I would agree. But the PSG, the first game against Belgrade, they rocked them so much that UEFA had to do a corruption investigation because they thought it was match fixing.
Yep.
But since then, Belgrade has played really, really good football, kind of proving the investigation correct, because maybe they were fucking match fixing their first game because they're not that bad.
like why not? They lose the PSG by 6.
But I don't think it's going to be that easy. I still think PSG should win, but after Pavkov destroyed Liverpool, I have
You
a
never
huge,
know.
huge respect for this team.
So let's assume PSG wins just for the sake of this discussion and look at a little bit closer at that Napoli-Liverpool game. Liverpool been getting rocked in this group pretty much. I mean, they played PSG tough.
Yeah, they beat them.
Beat them first time,
Yeah.
drew the second time. Yeah.
But
got beat on by Napoli the first time and got beat solid by Belgrade.
and got outplayed by PSG for large stretches of time with a very, very, the second game, they played better in midfield than PSG because PSG's midfield was shit that day. But, the first game that they won, they should not have. And this is why I think Klopp from earlier when you were talking is tinkering with a lot of his formations and trying to get people like Shaqiri in there. It's because they need players that have both the drive and energy that he wants, but also ability to break people down. And they need that shit.
So at Anfield, is that a significant advantage?
Yes. Not that it's at Anfield, but that it's not at Napoli. It would have been way more difficult out there, as they've already experienced when they went and took the L out there. And their European nights in Anfield is almost legendary at this point. So, I mean, not almost. It's fucking legendary. So we'll see how it goes.
The score of this result actually matters, though. Like I said, if we're assuming that PSG wins and go through, a Liverpool victory will put them even on points with Napoli. So head-to-head would be 1-1, except Napoli won 3-0. So Liverpool have to, fucking go for it in this game.
So Liverpool needs a 2-goal win, I think. 2-0 gets them through.
Really?
I think
thought they got beat 3-0 the first game.
Huh?
I thought they got beat 3-0 the first game.
I'm not. We can check that, but I was reading earlier, and that's the contingency is that Liverpool can win can go through with a 2-goal victory. Let's see. So,
if it's goal difference overall, or if it's goal difference versus each other, it's goal difference overall, isn't it? It's the second tiebreaker. Yeah. So yeah, that's why it would be 2-0, because they would have the tiebreaker. They would have the second tiebreaker. Because then they would have 10 goals. They'd have a 3-goal gap.
They lost 2-0 to Red Star after beating them 4-0. Napoli beat Liverpool 1-0.
1-0.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it's a little different then. Yeah.
It was the same. It was round 2. Napoli won, Liverpool 0. In fact, it was Lorenzo Insigne on the counter at the end of the game. Remember, it was actually quite close. I do not know why we got 3 out of it, but maybe it was a 3-pointer.
Maybe in my head, I just want them to get beat 3-0.
Just maybe.
All right, moving along. That's hella fun. Can't wait for that. Group D, Porto is already top. Schalke is through. Nothing to even play for there. Group E, Bayern or Ajax could be top. I expect Bayern to run it. They're playing each other, though, so they get to play for it.
And Ajax beat them.
First time.
Yeah. So at Bayern.
Yep.
This is
in Amsterdam.
Amsterdam Arena.
Exactly. What you think Ribéry's doing before the game?
Probably slapping Niko Kovac.
On his way to the red light. I'm going through the red light. Moving along. Group F. This is a little more interesting than it should be. But City qualified, but they have not won yet. Lyon could conceivably win this group, but Shakhtar can still get in, and Shakhtar play Lyon, so they're playing for all the cookies.
And if Shakhtar do not get in, they could still get 4th place and not even get to Europa, so they have a lot to play for because Hoffenheim can catch them.
Yep.
So there's a lot going on.
Nice. Real Madrid is top of Group G, and Roma is already through. That's a done deal. Juve or United will be the top of Group H. That is yet to be decided. I totally expect Juventus to go ahead and
they play against young boys. They should take care of that.
Absolutely. United play Valencia.
United, that Marwan Fellaini goal against young boys really changed everything.
That's pretty much it, huh?
Yeah.
While we're talking about United and Juventus real quick, how do you feel about any of the rumors Pogba back to Juventus?
I feel nothing right now. I don't think it's happening. I think he's going to stay here and finish the season. If they do make those kind of moves, I'd be very surprised if he went back to Juventus.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do anything.
If he's going to push a move out and get out of Manchester United, I think that he's going to try to either go to Barcelona or back to Paris and be the PSG midfielder.
That'd be interesting.
Those are the 2 moves that he's going to push for. I don't think that there's enough money, especially with Ronaldo there. Sorry about that. That I don't think that they'll have enough money for the kind of pay package that he would require.
Do you think that he will push for it if Mourinho goes? Or do you think he'll try to give that another shot?
If Mourinho goes, I think it's a reset button to everything because it's not a bad situation. You can get 1 or 2 guys, and there's a lot of talent on this team. People look at the abject performances, but good teams have been putting in bad performances for ages. That doesn't mean you don't have talent, and there's a lot of talent on that Manchester United team. and you add like one solid summer of transfers. But like, how much confidence could you have when Ed Woodward is the guy running it too, though?
Oh, Ed, we're going to holler at you in the forward section.
Hasta la vista, baby. Hasta la vista, baby.
All right. So normally we've been doing team profiles, but we want to talk about something we've been talking about and wrap this up. At the Santiago Bernabeu was the Copa Libertadores final between River Plate and Boca Juniors, both of Argentina, both of Buenos Aires, traditional rivals. So fucking violent did they get in Argentina that they had to move the game to Spain. Many teams saying they were protesting it, not going to play it. They put it back. Finally, they just said, fuck it, we're going to go. And, man, didn't disappoint, did it?
They did for Boca.
Whoops. And they should be pissed because they got nothing to do with the game being moved.
I mean, they do. It's in retaliation to what their fans had done before that this whole started. So we're too far gone in this rivalry to say that nobody had anything to do with anything.
Bullets are flying in both directions.
Yeah,
Fair.
so that happened. And the funny thing is that CONMEBOL just wanted the money-making opportunity so bad that they shifted the fuck out of town. Like, they're like, what? Something happened? We go to Spain.
Yeah.
I'm like, how
putting
the
this
fuck
game on, like-
I get that it's played there, but like, who the fuck came up with that solution?
Yeah.
You're gonna play it in Mexico City. You're gonna, like, there's so
Not
many-
even on the continent. Not even on the fucking continent.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
I'm like, you could have played in Miami. Like, La Liga trying to play in Miami. You're too good for that shit.
yeah, for real. They're like, no, we're going to go over to Spain.
And every fucking famous football player that's Argentine in Spain was finishing their games and flying to Real Madrid. Icardi, after the loss, just was like, boop, fuck it. Messi fucking attended a game at the Santiago Bernabeu.
That's fucking
This is
awesome.
what it takes for motherfuckers to show.
Yeah. Nah, no doubt. Hey, mission accomplished then.
Dude, bomb-ass game. Like, they played really good. It was fun. The midfields are nice. But without the fucking toilet paper being thrown onto the field the way they do, like, it kind of looked like an away game for both teams a little bit.
It's like a Super Bowl. It's like a bunch of corporate people are like, oh, an excellent game to attend.
I mean, they had their fans, and like, I guess Argentines just like to sing anyway, so it was loud, but like, it didn't have that grime aspect to it that makes the Super Clásico super. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it was a good game. It looked like when Boca goes to the Club World Cup to play against somebody else, more than a Copa Libertadores final. But they took the lead. Boca took the
exciting
lead
game too,
with Dario Benedetto. Wicked through pass opens him up, takes the goal. Boca 1 up.
Go to halftime up.
Yeah.
And then come back second half. Lucas Prato.
Lucas Prato with a nice goal, ties it up. Goes to overtime.
This is the extra time. And then it gets super interesting. Because that goal was fucking vicious.
No. Before the goal, in the second minute of extra time,
Oh, that's right.
Wilmar Barrios, the midfielder.
Straight red.
I think, yeah.
What?
Second red. Second yellow.
Yeah.
He actually started fouling in the 87th minute, right before the game ended. And he got a yellow then. And literally 5 football minutes later, he got his second yellow. 3 minutes to end the game, 2 minutes on the other side. Anyways.
Check his bank account.
After that, Riever, as they call them, Riever, were all up in that ass. Like, they were dominating the game. And by the time the boy Quintero scored his goal,
Sick goal. sick goal. Like, right outside the box.
Yeah.
Top
Get
of
it
the
to
corner.
him,
Woo.
controlled it, pulled it back, pushed it a little forward, hit it. Goalkeeper didn't know what happened. Off the underside of the post. Boom. That ended the game. But there was still a shitload of time left. There was about some 9 minutes or so still left. 11 minutes. But Boca just kept sending their goalkeeper Esteban Andrada up for every fucking opportunity. And I'm like, dude, you're supposed to wait till the last minute for a reason.
Last one. Like, you can still tie this.
Yeah, but Inter missed one. I mean, River missed one. Like, they just kicked it trying to catch him. And I was like, yo, this guy needs to stay back. And sure enough, they got the corner, a Boca corner, turned into a River Plate goal, 3-1.
Yeah.
And it seemed like Guillermo Schelotto, who is actually an ex-player, played for, among other teams, the Columbus Group, the Boca Juniors coach. And he just got a little ahead of himself, I think, in the final.
And River Plate is the more, correct me if I'm wrong, are they the more historically accomplished team?
Yeah, I think overall they are, but they're very similar in accomplishments. The most accomplished team in South American competition is neither one of these teams. From Argentina, I think it's Independiente. They have, I think, 5 Copa Libertadores. But these are the two most supported teams. They're the Boca teams. I mean, the Rio teams. Rio?
I think not Rio.
What's
Buenos.
Okay.
Buenos Aires. No doubt, man. So a exciting end to a dramatic tie between two classic rivals, man. Like,
Carlos Tevez came on and got a yellow card.
of course he did. There's all the talk about, this is so bad for football. Do you think this ended up being a negative sum for Argentine football, or even for CONMEBOL, or is this a win?
Well, I think that it turned out, they took a shit and made a fucking lemon pie out of it. There was some slight interest because it was a Super Classico final. And then there was a lot of interest because there was the hooliganism. And then they put on a fucking good game in Madrid and everybody enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So CONMEBOL and both the teams actually come off looking really good after this, which is fucked up that you have to go to Europe to do that.
Yep. So you are correct. I just was interested in that. And for people that don't know, Independiente with 7 Copa titles, and second is Boca with 6. Most of theirs coming in the mid-2000s.
The last one they won, River got suspended because of attacking their bus.
Really? Boom. River Plate with 4. That was their 4th. Congratulations, fellas. Moving along.
So I think before we move along, it had to have double significance for them, not just as fans, but because among Boca fans, River fans are known as the chickens. They call them cachinas, the chickens, whatever, because they've lost a bunch of finals in their history.
Mm-hmm.
But to be able to do this against Boca would be one way to eliminate being called that. Because you never win a final, except when we see you.
So we see you, son. That's how it goes. All right, moving along. D4G, award section. Dude of the week goes to
the 5th best player in the world, Lionel Messi.
Lionel Messi, yes. He has to get some award this year.
Yeah, one-trick pony, only plays with his left foot, as Pele said.
He's only worthy of the D4G award anyway, man. Like, the Ballon d'Or is below him.
Nah, that's voted on by a bunch of idiots from Kazakhstan and shit. We don't care. We don't care what Borat thinks.
Goal of the week goes to
Lucas Torreira.
Motherfucking right.
Yeah, deserved.
His second goal in Premier League after his first being
his second goal in 3 games?
In 3 games.
Yeah.
Yep. First in the North London Derby and game winner here.
And one thing we found out, he loved taking off his shirt.
Yep.
It's going to be fun when he can't play against City or Liverpool because he took off his shirt one too many times and he's suspended. Dumb fuck.
Yes. Speaking of Liverpool, upcoming games next week, they play United, and it's at home. I already saw some bullshit article about United's going to attack.
They attacked some Arsenal players
I know.
all the way to the fucking hospital. They do that ACL fucking thing.
Yeah, holding. Done.
Like, I enjoyed the Tottenham Arsenal game because they both were aggressive but played football. I did not enjoy the Arsenal Manchester United game because Manchester United were aggressive but had no interest in playing football. And that's the difference. You want an aggressive football game where football is the come.
Fellaini has totally embraced the goon role. Like, he is the Pepe. Like,
Dude, wouldn't you if you played over Pogba?
That's what I'm out here for.
Yeah.
Pull this dude's
It's
hair.
like, tell me what to do. Tell me what.
Say my name, Guendouzi.
You're like, Jose, what do you want done? Just say it.
Just
Nothing
say it.
is too disgusting for me.
Oh, man. City, Everton.
Yes.
I thought
They have to play somebody.
They do.
I mean,
felt like
if it was, it could be last year, one of the games. I remember it was.
Pull points back, yeah.
Yeah, your boy Sterling and Rooney. That was one of Rooney's only good games for Everton. Was actually against City last year.
Everton stand any chance? Get a point here at the Etihad.
Yeah, I think that they've been in good form. Richarlison can play. Like, you can get a point. Like, Pep was right. He's like, it's always the media always claims that nobody can beat us, and then when we lose, they act like it's a big deal. Like, football is like that, man. You're gonna get got sometimes.
Quick question, because I wanted to talk about what Pep said, or not Pep said, but do you damn, it totally just left me, man.
I do. That is a spectacular question, sir.
I know. I might just erase that part.
But I totally agree with Pep. Like, over the course of the season, you can lose to many teams, and like what happens in the Champions League, travel. Like,
he said they played better this game. He said he liked what he saw, and they played better than this game than they did last year in the 1-0 that De Bruyne scored.
I would agree with him. I don't think they deserved that win last year, but at the same time, I don't think that they played particularly well in this game either. Though they had a good half, but they deserve to lose then, and like just because they still deserve to lose this game. I don't know.
Interesting. La Liga, Sevilla, Girona, Bundesliga, Hoffenheim, Mönchengladbach.
Okay, you just went through those.
I did.
Yes, they will be playing. It should be interesting. That's good.
There's not many big games this week, man.
Yeah, basically.
Lyon, Monaco.
Yeah, that should be fun.
Good luck, Henri. And that match is in the books, man.
Yes.
Diving for Glory, Season 2, Episode 16. As always, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate anyone who takes the time to check us out. Don't forget, Diving for Glory posts every Monday and every Thursday, including this Thursday during Champions League weeks on iTunes, YouTube, and divingforglory.com. Hit subscribe. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Diving for Glory. Rate us on iTunes. And that's a wrap.
And those guys that called me a black cunt are suspended.
Who is that? Is that Chelsea guy?
Four guy.
Diving. Diving.
What do you think condoms?
Diving. Diving. Diving.
He's not a man. There's nothing more to say.
Diving.
Glory.